gal, and welcome to my channel. Here I talk about skincare, beauty, makeup, self-care in general. If you're someone who hates listening to other people's opinions or extraordinarily offended by vulgar words, you should go ahead and leave now. Now, today I'm going to try and be calm because I'm so thoroughly irritated right now. But today we're going to talk about sunscreens. I've had prior videos, in fact a recent one, I think 2 videos ago, was about 3 in particular. But I want to kind of give you a background about why sunscreen is important to me. My paternal grandmother, there we go, she had melanoma, and it took over a decade to resolve. It's really hard. You can die from it, and it's a form of cancer. My mother had skin cancer, as did a lot of my family, and a lot of the reason for this is we're predisposed to it, and also because we are this shade. It is unfortunate sometimes to be this pale, because of the sheer fact that every time you step outside there is a chance for extraordinary damage. Not that more melanin is going to make it less damaging, I don't think it does, but we have a propensity for burning and more damage if we do not wear sunscreen. And when I purchase sunscreen, I look at it not as something cosmetic or something that's beauty related. It's kind of a medicine for me. It makes sure that I don't damage my skin so much it mutates the DNA and I get cancer, which is just crazily overgrowing cells. So as of late, Purito, Klairs, Keep Cool, etc., so on and so forth, have had issues. Korean made or manufactured in Korea, sunscreens have been failing SPF tests. And that's an issue for me. And it should be an issue for everyone, because a lot of keeping your skin from looking aged and keeping from getting skin cancer is using said sunscreen to protect you. And you expect, just like when I get an antibiotic, it's not aspirin, it's actually an antibiotic. So I'm going to just real quick, I wrote down every single sunscreen I've tried since April of last year. I'm not going to go over any details except for a few that I have right on hand. And I'm going to try not to have a stroke going through this because I'm fucking pissed about this crap. I'm fed up with it and I'm done. So, just so you all know everything that I've tried over the last, well, almost a year. Let's see. I'm going to read out of my little book here. My little book. We've got the Biore UV Athleism Skin Protect, the Crave Beet Shield, the Frudia, hold on a second, the Frudia Ultra UV Shield Sun Essence, the Skin Aqua Tone Up UV Essence, the Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sunscreen, the Pyeongkangyul Atto Mild Sun Cream, the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence, the Purito Green Level Unscented, the Purito Comfy Water Sunblock, Paula's Choice Resist Skin Restoring Moisturizer SPF 50, Paula's Choice Resist Youth Extending Daily Hydrating Fluid SPF 50, Skinny's Conquer 50 Plus PA+++, Skin and Lab Free C Sun Lotion, Dear Klairs Soft Airy UV Essence, and Skin and Lab Barrier Daily Sunscreen. Now, we're going to start off with the first ones that just irritated me, and I'm going to rant for a bit. I think that it's justified considering we as consumers expect to be protected with sunscreen, and it was a lie. It was an out-and-out lie. Some of these have no issue with their SPF, but their performance was horrible. So we're going to start right in with everyone's favorite, or it used to be my favorite, the Centella Green Level Unscented Sun. Can you see that? They pulled it off the market. I thought it was really nice, and they lied to me. It ended up being somewhere between a 19 and a 28, depending on who you're listening to. So, fuck me. Comfy Water Sunblock. I don't know if this had the same issue with Purito, but what I have found, like with most mineral sunscreens, this hates everything I put on my skin other than it. It peels, it doesn't work well with my foundation, works great on the body, but now, I'm not sure that's the right SPF. Junk. Excuse me, let me get a drink here. My Gold Peak Diet Tea. All right, on with the body count. I never bought the Keep Cool because I just never did, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I guess there's tested wrong as well. Now, the next one I want to talk about is the Klairs Soft Airy UV Essence. I think I went on Instagram and talked about this, made a little short, quick video about it. This wonderful formulation, beautiful on the skin, burnt the shit out of my face. It just irritated my face. Couldn't use it. This is almost full. I find it very irritating. Yeah. No. Garbage. And I don't know if anyone's ever independently tested this one, but I think there was some question at some time. So this, again, garbage. Okay. Next one. The Puking Mule. What is this one? The Aloe Mild Sun Cream. Now, as far as I can tell, the only sunscreen filter in here is titanium dioxide. That doesn't cover everything. Now, what I can tell you is this is probably one of the better as far as working with other products. It doesn't peel on me. It worked with my makeup. It was fine. But again, this also, I believe, is made in Korea. It says. Yeah, I don't trust it. I don't trust that it's doing anything, especially with just titanium dioxide in it. No. Nice formulation. Feels good. Might use it as a moisturizer. Garbage as a sunscreen. Okay. Next. The Cosrx Aloe Soothing Sun Cream. I like the way this feels, and as long as I don't put anything else on this face, it works great. Makeup peels. Other skincare with serums peels. It's a waste of time. And again, I'm back to this is manufactured in Korea, right? Made in Korea. I'm not sure this is actually an SPF 50 anymore. And we're going to get to why I think that that's true here in just a second. But it has no scent. Worked fairly okay, but just didn't work with anything else. So not ever using this again. Okay, the next one is the Frudia Ultra UV Shield Sun Essence. This one is also made in Korea. My issue with this one, the fragrance is so strong it burns your eyes. Like, the texture is nice. It works well with everything. But my God, is it scented. I mean, it's like sticking your face in a vat of some perfume. I mean, it's horrifyingly scented. So, again, made in Korea. Not going to use it. Junk, because I can't trust that this is an SPF 50. Next victim. The Skin Aqua Tone Up UV Essence SPF 50 plus PA+++. This is made in Japan. I don't have any qualms with the SPF for this. This is not a horrible sunscreen. It works pretty well with everything. Sometimes it does leave a slight white, well, it's kind of a lavender cast. Now this is a combination sunscreen, so it has both chemical and physical filters in it. It has octinoxate, titanium dioxide, Uvanol A plus, and tinosorb S. If it was not as strongly fragranced as it is. I wouldn't mind using it. I've probably used about half of this, and I'm just, the fragrance is killing me. I'm going to probably try and finish this up. But so far, I think this is the only one in this group that was made in Japan. And I trust that this is actually an SPF 50, which is the only reason I'm hanging on to it. Because we haven't had any issues as far as I know. Okay, and the last one. The most recent kerfuffle with sunscreen is the Crave Beet Shield. Now, this has Juvenol A+, Tinosorb S, Juvenol T150, and amaloxate. They didn't tell us what it actually scored as with an independent measure, but it seems like the people who manufactured this also had manufactured others, also manufactured in Korea. Apparently this is not hitting the SPF 50. I did put in for a refund for this. I don't even think I've used half of this. It's very disappointing for me. It's a very elegant sunscreen. Yeah, the most disappointing. I love the Great Barrier Relief. It has done wonders for my skin when I muck it up. This is disappointing. It is disappointing that they aren't doing third-party testing on sunscreens. Nobody, apparently. Until someone says, hey, you only have 2 filters in there, maybe it's not hitting an SPF 50. Maybe, as a manufacturer and as a company, this should have been done before you put it out by someone in another country. Not Korea, not US, maybe Australia, France, Germany. I'm sure there's someone in Switzerland that could do it. I don't know. Maybe there's someone in Antarctica. Anybody who has no stake in the success of a sunscreen and can be independent should be doing third-party testing on all of these sunscreens. All of them. And do it scientifically correct. Use the correct scientific method. Make sure it's court-defensible procedures. Working in an analytical chem lab, anything you do, it has to be able to be replicated by anybody that picks up the lab book. This is not hard. And I know that Crave is a smaller brand, so I'm not trying to pick on Crave. I'm going to put it down because I'm holding it. I'm sorely disappointed. And some of these brands are small. Some of them aren't. But maybe we could all agree that something that's not cosmetic, something that isn't about beauty, but is actually about safety. It's about health. Maybe we could all come to an agreement that around the world, everything gets third-party tested for efficacy to make sure that what's on the bottle is what's there. I don't understand why that's hard. I don't know why this hasn't been done. I'm disappointed. I'm pissed that I've spent so much money trying to get a sunscreen that works, betting on Korea manufactured because they do such a good job. And it's because they're not doing a good job, apparently. But I'm going to finish this one. And then I've got Biore in the backup. And that's probably what I'll be using for a while. I don't know. Maybe I should find someone that will test something for... I have no idea. I'm sure it costs a fortune. I don't know. But this isn't like finding a hair in your food. This is like hitting someone, breaking their leg, and driving off saying, oh, well. I don't. Okay, let's just say for a second, all the sunscreen I bought was $10. And for those of you who have bought sunscreen, You know, some of these aren't that. Okay, $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60, $70, $80. That doesn't include the other three that I've already reviewed and gone over. I mean, I'm probably easily $200 into sunscreen to find out that only 2 of them are actually as advertised. I mean, that's how many tanks of gas in my vehicle. That is how many meals I could have bought. And instead, it is wasted money on something that you lied to everyone about. And you trying to play, from here on out, anyone trying to play, well, I didn't know, without ever doing a third-party independent efficacy test or any lab test to your sunscreen, you should be sued into oblivion, because this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's like selling Gatorade that is actually just a bottle someone pissed in. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with any of you? Oh, well, I didn't know. You didn't check? That's like when a mechanic, I take my car in and I need an oil change. He goes, oh, well, you know, this, and this. I crawl under the car. Okay, what is this that you're telling me I need? I'm calling bullshit on all of you all. I think most of you all knew something was weird. You knew something was off, but because you were making money, you didn't say a word. Or maybe you didn't want to get sued. Some of you have handled this very well. Purito, Crave, you all did a good job. The rest of y'all, I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard a word from Klairs. I haven't seen any third-party testing on it yet. I mean, this was not $10. Crave was $20. I think I don't even remember. You know, I'd have to bring up receipts. But I know places I would like to shove all of this sunscreen right now, because it has wasted my time and it has put me at risk and everyone else at risk, because you failed to do due diligence as a company, and you should be ashamed of yourselves. Correct it. Don't do it again. That's fine. Some people are going to give you a second, third, and fourth chance. I'm not, because I'm done. Burn me once, shame on you. Burn me twice, shame on me. I do not trust, at least for a few years now, until anything manufactured in Korea as far as sunscreen, until they show a pattern of having all their sunscreens from every single fucking manufacturer there go to a third party to be verified for efficacy. And oh yeah, it is 56 to 59. It's not just 50, or it's 23 instead of 50. I don't know. Figure it the fuck out. But until Korea puts something into place to do this, I will not be buying another Korean sunscreen. I'm not going to do it. Regardless of how good the reviews are, regardless of how many people I respect on YouTube, I'm not going to give them any more of my money. I'm not going to do it. And as far as Paula's Choice, I don't know anything about that not getting the right SPF. That stuff just burns my face. Unfortunately, I have to go overseas because the filters the United States uses for all of their sunscreens, it is one of 4 that I've narrowed down to that the minute you put it on my face, it burns. Like, I can't wear Copper Tone. I can't wear Banana Boat. I can't wear Neutrogena. I can't wear Paula's Choice. There is something. There are filters that are just in, I'm not sure it's just in the U.S., but the U.S. uses, that just burn my skin. So it is unfortunate for me that I can't buy Korean sunscreen. I'm going to be buying Japanese sunscreen until the cows come home, because I'm done. I'm done with it. Y'all put essential oils in it. Y'all put fragrance in it. Man, all I want is for the sun not to give me cancer, for the sun not to burn me, for the sun not to prematurely age me more than I already have. It's a simple request. You know, and even with me, with a white cast, like, it would matter. And what I find hilarious is that most mineral sunscreens irritate my skin. Chemicals don't. Well, not all chemical, but the ones overseas are fine. I don't know. I don't know where I go from here for trust. Because, I mean, U.S. sunscreens are out of the question. Now, Skinnies, which was in Australia, I got their SPF 50, and it was a good sunscreen, but it's just solid. And it is so hard to cover your face. It is so thick and just rigid, and it just hurt my face to put it on. Now, their 30 SPF may be a creamier texture, and that may be fine, but their 50 plus Conquer, yeah, it's just too much for my skin. And I really would have liked that alternative, and it was expensive as shit. Gave it to my dad. He works outside, and so he had a bit of skin cancer on the top of his ears because he never wore a hat. And so he's using that, and good for him. And most of these sunscreens, I will probably, the Klairs is out of the question, the Frudia is out of the question, Comfy Water Block, the unscented Centella, it's a fairly decent moisturizer. I'll use it for that. The Aloe Soothing Sun Cream, I may be able to use it as a moisturizer. This, probably be able to use it as a moisturizer. The Beet Shield, I'm not going to lie, I really just want to take the Beet Shield and the Centella Green Level one, and I kind of just want to set them on fire. Personal preference. I want to see them burn in the depths of hell for being so beautiful, so elegant, and such a lovely lie. But anyway, to all my sensitive skin folks out there, the Frudia one looks like this. There we go. If you're sensitive to fragrance, you need to avoid this like the bubonic plague, or like COVID. Just run in the opposite direction. So much fragrance. Oh. I found that to be an issue with a lot of everything that Frudia has made. Their lotions, their creams, is just so overly scented. Even when I bought the little like trial size little moisturizers, like one's blueberry and I think one's pomegranate. So scented I can barely do it. I can barely do it and not just gag. Anyway, I have rambled on probably long enough. Because that's ridiculous. This sunscreen issue is ridiculous. We should not have to worry when we buy something that's supposed to block the stuff from killing us by giving us cancer. I don't know. I guess growing up in America, I should consider that part of the norm, because I mean, they used to prescribe cigarettes to people who needed to shit who needed a laxative because nicotine can do that. Yeah, not kidding. They used to do it. Here, go smoke a Camel and should clear it up. So I guess this sort of shady, not really as advertised, should not surprise me. It's just disappointing. And it makes me fearful that I've been using sunscreen that hasn't been doing anything. Because if you don't wear sunscreen that's effective, anything else you do to your face, any serums, any toners, any chemical exfoliation, any peels, if you are not protecting your skin with sunscreen, all of that other work is for naught. And anyone who knows anything about skincare, dermatology, or probably, well, let's see, anestheticians, they're all going to tell you the same thing. If you are not wearing sunscreen, anything else you do is just wasted money and it's wasted time. And perhaps because of these companies lying to us all, we may have less time. That's a dark fucking thought. Sorry. I don't know what else to say about it. Other than, I don't know how to be a better consumer for this, other than just avoiding all Korean sunscreens until they have a policy in place that I can trust, that's scientifically driven, that's verifiable, and they're not shady about, that they're not hiding, and it could be a cultural difference thing. They're not being transparent about it, and that leaves me questioning, what other things do they not test for? What other things do they say aren't in things that could be in things? I don't know. I'll let the conspiracies commence. Anywho, that is what's stuck in my craw today. That is what I am pissed off about, that I have wasted time, money, and possibly lost life because these idiots did not do due diligence as a company to make sure, to ensure that what they were providing the public in general was what they were saying it was. So you will forgive me in the future if the next video I have is another Korean sunscreen launch and it is just me going, liar, 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 liar. Because I'm not going to trust them, not for some time. And it's sad. It's really depressing. I'm more irritated that there's damage to me because I trusted these companies. I'm used to this kind of shit going down in the US because it's always profit over people. I don't know if you all are from the US, if you've ever been here. It's always profit over people. Profit over the environment. Nothing else matters. It's always about profit. And not everyone's profit. Just the few select who have it. I just did not expect that horrible trait to bleed off into other cultures, other countries. I really didn't. But I may do further reviews on some of these sunscreens later on, but I don't know why. There's no reason to. None of these do as they promised. It doesn't matter what I think because it was all a lie. So I think we'll just call it at that. So you might see the Biore Aqua Rich review coming up soon because that will be the extent of my sunscreen usage for some time because I can't get this money back. I don't have $200 to spend on new sunblock And I don't want to, because I don't trust anyone now. Boy, I rambled on, didn't I? Anyway, as always, if you enjoyed the video or are as equally enraged at the sunscreen situation we have all found ourselves in, give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and if you hit the notification bell, you'll get notified when I release a new video. And the next one will not be so much of a bummer, and it won't involve me taking a hammer to various bottles of sunscreen and beating my frustration out. Anywho, y'all be safe, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!